Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Suzette Denny, and I just wanted to get on and talk about not feeling good enough. So many people feel this. I have felt this all my life, and this is just a program that we have been programmed by our parents, society, schools, my laptop just came on. Churches, just people saying, well, you ask a question, can I do this? Well, you have to do this to receive this. So it's almost like unconditional receiving. Not unconditional receiving. So it's conditional. You have to do something to be loved. You have to do something to have this. You have to do something to have that. I try to practice, since I've had the spiritual awakening like 4 years ago, I've tried to practice giving things for no reason. And when I first became awake, I had my own consignment store, and I had tanning beds, and I would give free bottles of tanning lotion away, and people would win them. They were like, oh yes, and I did not charge anything. You just put your name in a basket, and I picked it out, and you won. And literally people were like, when they won it and came in to receive it, they said, what's wrong with it? And there was nothing wrong with it. It was brand new that I just bought from the factory that makes it. So you can see right there, what am I supposed to do for you? Is there poison in here? Is there something wrong with it? Why are you giving this for free? So you can see right there that we all are programmed, not just me, not just you, all of us are programmed to think that we have to do something to receive anything. Love, money, you name it. We're going to go with love and money. So my program as a child was, I love you and you need to do this. If you want to eat, you need to do this. So look at that, eating. And it's all conditional, So like I said, I practice on giving things for no reason, giving things with no attachments, just give it. But through that, we have all of the collective, which is the universe, all of the people here have felt like they weren't good enough. So if somebody says, oh, well, here's $100 just for no reason, then you don't feel good enough to receive it. So right now, I receive things that I didn't do anything for. Or another thing, here's a good thing. You put yourself out there. So you put yourself out there and you don't think you're good enough. I have educated myself so much on the spirituality, law of attraction, whatever I'm wanting to teach, and then I stop myself from putting myself out there. Or actually, I will put myself out there, and in about 2-3 days, I'm back to my old self going, who in the hell are you? Who in the hell are you to put yourself out there? If I'm not getting it, I'm not attracting it from comments, I'm attracting it into myself. So one of my goals is to keep going no matter what. So if I make mistakes in these videos, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm just going to keep going. That's how we have to break the patterns. Now, some of us will take us into a meditation and, release it that easily. But for somebody like me that is like bullheaded and I need more of results, so I have to do it. I have to put myself out there. I have to, run the mile to get, just like that's the pattern. See the pattern playing out? I have to do something to get it. So I'm going to have to put myself out there so I can get the satisfaction to my inner self that I am enough. which we're all enough. We're all enough right now. We don't even have to put ourselves out there. We don't have to do anything. We can just sit here, and because we're a child of God, that's it. We're all enough. There is no not enoughness. It's just because we are here and we're alive. So, but because we've been programmed that, you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to, clean your room before you can eat dinner. We should just be allowed to eat whatever. I'm not saying don't have your children do chores, but that's how we were programmed. You just have to do something to get my love. You have to do something to get my money. You have to do something to get for me to feed you. So that's why we believe that we have to do something to have anything. And it's not true. It's not true at all. I can be and have and do whatever I want. It's all my limitations. I'm limiting myself. I am making myself small. And the reason why is because I was programmed, treated like a small individual, and I made that my belief system. So somewhere in my subconscious mind, I believe that I'm small and not worthy and not pretty and not good enough to make a video, not good enough to sell something, not good enough to be in a good relationship with a nice, respectful, caring, compassionate, loving man. How about you? Do you think you have to do something to receive all that? Because if you really believed, and I'm still working on this myself, that we were just a child of God and we could have and receive and be whatever we wanted, which says in the Bible, you don't have to see or be anything. You can just come to me as you are. I will love you as you are. So we have to love ourselves as we are and do what we can do or be or have. Try to do that without conditions. But it is freaking hard because you have been conditioned. Say you have been conditioned 40 years of your life. You are this, you are that, you're a piece of shit, you're no good, shut up, we don't have time for, whatever you're saying. And so now when you grow up and you want to say something, you think, oh, you're programmed as I'm not good enough because it doesn't matter what I freaking say. That is a pattern that's playing out. Just like you attract that boyfriend that treats you bad and then you attract the other boyfriend that treats you bad. So it's like you have all these boyfriends that treat you bad. It's not their pattern, it's yours. So once you fix that pattern, you won't attract those guys that treat you bad anymore. You have to respect yourself to get respect. You have to love yourself to get love in the way that you want to receive it. Nobody, when I grew up, love was beating the hell out of you, being a doormat, taking your shit. And that's not love. Not the love I want to have. That is love for people. That's what people associate with love. I've seen so many of my friends that have that kind of love and still believe today that that's it and you've got to stay and you've got to be, it's almost loyalty, right? So they're loyal to the love that is wounded. So it's a wounded love, and I was there. I've been there. So I have the knowledge that you can change. You don't have to be treated like that. But you have to change. We're all like, oh, honey, please change. What can I do to get you to change? Nope, it doesn't work that way. Because it would have worked for me a million years ago. I mean, because I was like changing this one, and I'll change you, and I'll change you, and finally one day I was like, you know what? All this changing people shit is not working. So I was like, let's look in the mirror. And I literally looked in the mirror and said, what the hell's wrong with you? And I changed. And if you know anybody that knows me personally, I've changed a lot. So, But that's why, and I'm still having layers and layers of the same thing that I am trying to get rid of. Like, I'm not good enough. But if you've been, treated like you're not good enough for all these years, then it's layers and layers and layers and layers to peel them off till you feel good enough. But just like working out, if you want muscles, you have to go work. You have to go work them out so you can receive the muscles. So you have to work out feeling good enough. So you have to, whatever you want to do. Do you feel good enough to have this? Go do that. So you have to put yourself out. Me, I feel like I'm not good enough to be on camera, to tell people what, not what to do, but my experience. And so a lot of times I don't do it. I self-sabotage myself, and I just don't do it. This last year, this 2020, I have noticed that I've sabotaged myself, but I've also been writing it out, saying, why am I doing this? Well, go back to the place where you felt that way. So if you feel like you're abandoning yourself, where in your life can you go back and look and say, where have I felt abandoned? Maybe your dad left, or your mom, or, nobody gave you any respect, or, anything like that. But we all feel like we're not good enough. And I know people's going to be like, well, I feel good enough, and yay. But somewhere deep down in you, you haven't felt that before. Every human being in this world has felt like I'm not good enough, because that's how we were raised. We were just raised like that. And maybe there is people out there that wasn't raised like that and are just like, thebomb.com, please contact me. I want to, hang out with you. Because another great thing to do is to hang out with people that have what you want. So confidence, security. I was raised to not have security on my mom or security on a man, but not for my own security. So I've had to teach myself as an adult how to be secure on myself. They never pushed me out to say, oh, you can do this by yourself. We'll always be here for you. And that's codependency. So here I'm codependent on other people, on my husband or ex, and my mom or my grandma or anybody. I've had to learn to look into myself, be responsible for myself, not be codependent on everybody else. But that was another pattern I grew up with. Anything, it was like, I need to pay this bill. Oh, no, you don't have to. I mean, literally, I was raised to say, oh, you don't have to pay that. You don't have to do that. Don't look that way. Don't wear that makeup. I'm just like, what? And then I grew up all of a sudden and was like, and sometimes I feel ashamed because I was like, what? And all that was a lie. You have to take responsibility for yourself, number one. You have to, that's the main thing. Take responsibility for yourself and of all of your actions. Anything that's going on around you is about you, not about the other person. I know people say, oh, well, they're hurting me. No, where are you hurting yourself? If you loved and cared about yourself, you wouldn't hang around people that hurt you. You just wouldn't. You'd be like, I'm out. I'm not doing this. I'm not hanging around with these people. There's stuff that goes on around me all the time, and they're like, oh, you're this, and I'm like, gotta go. Well, you don't want to hang out? Nope, not hanging out with that bullshit. I don't do it. I actually was going to a place with people, and they got out of the car because they wouldn't go with me. I was leaving to keep going, and they were like, oh, aren't you staying? Hell no. I went out and had the best time by myself. And they stayed in misery. So this is what I'm talking about. Once we take responsibility for ourselves, being responsible, and feeling the love that we can give ourselves, we can find that out there by ourselves or with other people. I was with other people. It just wasn't with those people because they didn't want to be in the vibe I was in. They wanted to be down here like, oh my God, I feel sorry for myself. And not judging. That's their pattern. That is their pattern. So, and I've been there. I've been sort of there. I've always kind of been on the spiritual journey. When they always say that you wake up and remember who you are, you do. It's not like you've learned. It's like, oh my God, I've been doing this all my life, and just now I remember. So I love that I can just put myself out there and just be comfortable about it. That's what I want to do, because I know I have so much to say, and so many people can benefit what I'm saying. I really believe that. So I just want to put myself out there every day, even if it's mistakes. Just do it anyway. Do it scared. That's how it's going to have to happen for me, because the way I was raised or programmed might have been different than you. So this is the way I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to take responsibility for myself. So if this video could help you at all, leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm working on doing some little things for my channel. I'm not sure what they call it. I'm having to learn all this stuff, but I'm just wanting to really start on my YouTube channel and put this stuff out there. It's benefiting me, for me to speak my truth, and hopefully it'll benefit someone else. So I love you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day.